What's up? What's up? So, this is your video help for your assignment today with inequalities. Remember, these are the four main inequalities you're going to be seeing, plus there's going to be this for things that are not equal to specific amounts. Now, this isn't going to take too long to do. The video is really just here so that you can hopefully hear me and not just watch me on mute, so that you can see the answer, but you hear me understand the explanation for why things are the way they are. So I'm going to do 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and then I'm going to do 19 through 24, and then that's going to be it. So, number 15, the distance of the race. So for these, just make sure they're always going to use the variables in between commas. So the variables are really easy to find, okay? These are the variables that you're going to be using. See how they're between commas? And the word that the variable represents is always before it, and often it's going to be the same, starting with the same letter. Actually, I don't want to do 19 and 20 yet. I can do 19 and 20. And then I'll do 21, 22, 23, 24 later. B, this is the one with Q. B is not in comma, but it stands for blocks, okay? So, you know the variables that we're using. So let me go ahead and set up these variables for you, okay? It's going to be R, V, T, P, B, and B. Ooh, that's a pretty B. Now, number 15. Now that I've highlighted the variables, let me highlight the phrases that we're going to be looking at that will help us determine what inequality we should use. Farther than, no more than, less than, do not, at least, less than, okay? So, but even though most of these do represent a specific sign, I want you to understand it so that no matter what side the variable's on, you'll know which one to use. So, farther than, the distance of the race is farther than 6.2 miles. That means farther than, you should know what it means. Does that mean it can be more than 6.2 miles? Yes, it can be more than 6.2 miles. Can it be equal to? No, because it's further than, longer than, more than, bigger than. So this is almost like a greater. It's the same thing as a greater than. Okay, so that means the variable is going to be bigger than this amount. So the mouth is going to be facing the R, since R is greater than or farther than 6.2 miles. That's your answer at number 15. Number 16, it actually tells us exactly less than. That's easy. That means the mouth is going to be facing, this amount right here. So, boom, there you go. Number 17, the number of people that a restaurant can seat at one time is no more than. So I'm going to say this a different way. Not more than. No more than 171. 1 second. 10 minutes. So, no more than 171. So that means it's not more than, okay? So can it be more than 171? No, it's not. It's no more than that, which means it is going to be less than that. Now, here's the thing, though. No more than 171. Does that mean it can be equal to? If it's equal to 171, is that more than 171? No, it can be. So it's going to be this, less than, and also equal to. So that's the symbol that you want. So that means the number of people can be 171. You could be equal to that. You can be equal to that, and you can also be less than that. You just can't be more than that. And so that's why that's the answer that you see on the screen. P is less than or equal to 171. For 18, this one is the tricky one. I have more students struggle with this than any other phrase. Okay, so let me come back to this. Number 19, less than 45. So that's going to look like this. This means it's greater than 45. So don't put that. this is what you need to put. And if you put the wrong one, I know you're just looking and not listening. So that's the answer for number 19. Number 20, the girls live B blocks apart. They do not live 7.5 blocks apart. B stands for not just blocks, it stands for blocks apart. I'm sorry I didn't catch that earlier. So it's going to be this, okay? Now let's go to number 18. The time in the variable t, this is the variable t, a customer has left on a parking lot meter is at least 25 minutes. Let's think about at least 25 minutes. So we know it's going to be there, okay? Now, when you think of it as time. Either time is going to be 25 and above, or it's going to be 25 and below. But it says time is at least. That means, think of it this way, the lowest it can be is 25, but it's not going to go lower, at least. That means you can go all the way down. I'm about to sneeze. Now! Phew! Excuse me. Wow. Stinking COVID. Just kidding. Now, you can go 26, 27, 25, 20, can't go 24. The least you can go is 25. So that means it's going to be greater than or equal to 25. Yeah, it can be 25. You can't go lower. This is not allowed, okay? So don't go lower than 25. You can equal 25. You can be greater than. So at least means greater than or equal to. I hope that makes sense. Let me erase. Let's look at the last few, and then we're done. Hopefully this will be a less than 10-minute video. Hopefully I'm recording. Am I even recording? Okay, good. I am. All right, 21, 22, 23, and 24. So, number 21. The speed of the truck, that's S for speed, must be no less than 34 miles per hour. This is a tricky one. No less than. Some of you are going to think, you're going to see the less than, and you're going to think it's, oh, less than 34. And that's going to be wrong. I think it's going to be wrong. Let me think this through and double check. It's saying it's not less than, okay? So it's almost like the reverse of less than, which means it's going to be no less than means it's going to be greater than that. It cannot, so the speed must be no less. So let's think of it this way. So this is the speed no less. That means the lowest it can be is this. You can't go lower. That's fine. It can be that. That's not less than 34. This is fine. It can even be 34, but it cannot be less than 34. So it's going to be greater than or equal to. It's greater than or equal to 34. Yeah, equal to is fine. Greater than is fine, but no less than that. And all of these numbers here are less than that, and we do not want that. That's the best way that I can explain that, okay? Because again, I don't want you just to know the symbol to use immediately just because of the phrase. I want you to understand why it works like that. 22, the number of baseball games, X, is more than 5. Oh, that's easy. More than 5? Can it be equal to 5? No. It can't be equal. It has to be more. So it's going to be just greater than 5. Boom. We're done. That was an easy one. And then the last two. Mia is taller than Gage if M represents Mia's height and G represents Gage's height. Who named somebody Gage? Maybe it's Gage. Maybe it's Gage. It's French. Gage. Write an inequality that shows the relationship between their heights. Now it says Mia is taller than Gage. Oh, well, boom. Compared to their heights, Mia's is bigger than Gage's. There you go, the end. 24, Taryn sold gift wrapping paper for a school fundraiser. She sold at least 15 rolls of paper. Write an inequality. Okay, now here it is right here. This is the variable. This is the number. And what symbol do we use? We're using at least 15 rolls. So at least means it can be equal. That means no lower than. It's going to be very similar to this, almost the same thing, okay? Not less than that. That means it's going to be greater or equal to. That's what at least means. That's almost like, and if that's confusing, I'm probably going to say this in class. If you're going to go to the restaurant for dinner, you need at least to bring $10. Does that mean if you bring $8, that's fine? Is that okay? No, it's not okay. If you bring $12, is that okay? Yes, that's okay. You need at least $10. I need to have at least 5 kids go on the field trips for us to go on the field trip. If 4 sign up, we can't go. If 5 sign up, we can go. If 12 sign up, we can go. We need at least 5. So think of it that way. That might help. I'm probably going to say that stuff in class. And I think I'm going to be done. I don't know if there's any on the back of the sheet to give you that I'm going to give you. I don't think there is. Yeah, actually there are. To represent snowfall that would beat this record, well, to beat it, it can't be equal to, it has to be greater. So you need the snowfall to be greater than 19.7 inches. I don't think I did that. I definitely think I did 27. No more than, no more than 134 passengers. Does that mean you can have equal to 134 passengers? Absolutely. Does that mean you can have greater than 104? No, because it's no more than right here. So it's going to be less than or equal to, which is why it's this. And then for 28, I'm just going to tell you to put the name of the person who's correct for at least 42 inches tall. Hopefully by now you realize that for at least tall, I'm going to make this a little bit easier for you guys to read. Hopefully you realize that for this phrase right here, it's not going to be this, okay? It's going to be Elias's answer. Because at least means it can be, if the height is at least 42, it can be equal to 42, it can be greater. It cannot be less. The lowest that you can go is 42. You cannot go lower than that. So you're going to combine both of these, and it's going to look like that. And that's your answer, Elias. All right, I'm done. Was it 10 minutes? Is this still recording? I can't tell. Oh, it is. How embarrassing.